Good time zone, I'm Tom, and a little while ago I did a little tutorial on how to create a channel points redemption on your Twitch streams where users could check in and build up a streak of check-ins. A little number that increments individually for each viewer as they come and visit your stream over days, weeks, months, whatever. But I was thinking of ways to expand this. So I've created a script for a leaderboard which displays the top 10 or 15 or whatever you want of users that are coming in and redeeming this channel points redemption on your streams. Now this tutorial on setting up the stream streak using SAMMI Core OBS. If you haven't done that tutorial, it won't work. I'll put a link up in the corner there. There's going to be a link down in the description. Go away, follow all of that, understand it, get it working, and then come back to this. But with that in mind, let's get started. So first of all, we've got SAMMI Core open here. Let's take it from the start. There's my normal one which I've got disabled for now, but this is my kind of my tutorial deck which I've got enabled right now. So we're going to ignore that other one, just go straight into this one. The two buttons from the last tutorial, we're ignoring this one. We're going to be doing a little bit in the user streaking button, but for now, what I want you to do is to create a new button. There it is. Fantastic. You can see here it has got a button ID, ID24. We're going to need that. And actually the easiest way to get that is if you right click, it shows you the ID there again, ID24. That's just like its individual ID number to distinguish it from any other buttons that you've got created in this deck. So if you select that option there, you'll see at the bottom, button ID was copied to clipboard. You can change the button ID, but we're not going to. Instead, we're going to go into the user streaking button there, all the code there. We're going to add one thing to it, and that's pretty simple. What we're going to do, plus symbol, utilities, then under button commands, we've got trigger button. That should pop up this line here, line 13. In here, all we're going to do is paste in the button ID that we've got. Delay activation a number of milliseconds after the previous command there, which will trigger. I'm just going to put 10 milliseconds just to give it a few milliseconds to clear everything. It doesn't need it really. Queuable, just leave that unticked. Save and close. So basically all that has done is once all of this code is completed, it's going to trigger our other button. Now what we could do, we could put all the code that we're about to put into this new button into this original user streaking button here. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to put in a separate one. Therefore, if I need to troubleshoot it or change anything at any point, I can easily and quickly distinguish what code belongs to what function, basically. Just in terms of readability, I think that's a lot more preferable. Let's give this a name. I'm going to go this edit appearance, give it a name. Doesn't matter what it's called. We're going to call it. I'm going to call it tutorial leaderboard. You call it what you want. You're a free person. Do what you want. Give it any color you want. Let's give this. I'm going to go with a similar red to the previous one as well. There we go. Lovely. Look at that. We don't need any triggers on this because this button triggers it automatically. So I'm going to go straight in and just double click that to bring up this screen. So the first command, if you go to File Management, it is File, Delete File. And in there we're going to put global.main directory. If you'll remember this from the previous tutorial. If you don't, that's a variable. Anything within $ marks like that is a variable, and global.main directory is a global variable that points towards the home directory of SAMMI Core. So we're just going to put that there and say tutorial lb.txt. So I'm going to lb for leaderboard, tutorial leaderboard.txt. That's a file that currently doesn't exist. Don't worry about it. But what this line does is it deletes the leaderboard as it stands. And then we're going to recreate the whole leaderboard again from scratch. So the very first time you run this script, that leaderboard isn't going to exist at all, but all this code will do is just give you a quick error saying, hey, that file doesn't exist, and then it'll move on. It won't, it won't care. And for your sake, you won't care either because it's about to recreate. It's about to create one anyway, so that's fine. We want to go back into, a new command. We're going to go back into file management, and we are going to go to CSV load. So there it is. Our CSV name is going to be tutorial streak. You call it what you want as long as you use it. Again, as long as you're using the same name throughout the code, call this what you want. Just make it memorable so when you come back to this code months later, you know what the heck it's talking about. And the file path is, I don't remember what the file path is. Hold on, we're going to have to go check this. Save and close. Tutorial.csv. So I'm going to copy and paste that from the. Here's a tip: go copy and paste it from your previous from your previous button. Just paste it into there. So there we go. Global main directory / tutorial.csv. So we are loading in the list of users from our tutorial. If you've already got one of these set up and you've been using it, obviously swap tutorial CSV out for whatever the file name is that you've been using, or whatever the file name you want to be using. You know, don't call it tutorial. Call it something else. But for this, you know what I mean. This is a tutorial. I call it tutorial. Next is we're going to file management again. We're going to CSV sort. The CSV name is tutorial streak, and the column name / number is streak. Now, if it's not stake, oh my god, streak. Now, if you remember from our previous video, where is it? There's the tutorial file. So if we open that up, it's just a plain text tutorial file. There's 2 columns, Twitch name, streak. So what we're going to be doing is, there's not many entries in here. There's only me with 4. But what it'll do is it'll take column streak, which is the number 40, and sort them in descending order from top to bottom, from the highest to lowest. So say we had Jim, but lowercase because it'll be lowercase, Jim, and he had 10, and then we got Sally, and she's got 3. I'm going to save that. That's just a little test, isn't it? What it'll do is it'll take those, and then it'll put Jim on the top, me in the middle, Sally on the bottom, and I guess default goes to the bottom as well. That's fine. That's what sort does basically. Ascending or descending. Did I? No, I told a lie before. It sort of says as ascending, so it would put Sally on the bottom, Jim on the top, me in the middle. If we untick that, then we've got descending order, and we want to tick as a number. So program knows we are dealing with just numbers here, because we are. Next command, numbers, text, and variables, and we are going to go set a local variable. There it is. The variable name, I'm just going to call it n. Listen, I gave a whole spiel before about understanding what a variable does by giving it a descriptive name. In this case, I'm just calling it n because it is going to be used for a repeating loop. N's just easier to type, and we don't need to know really what n stands for because it's not going to be used outside this loop. We're going to set it to 0 anyway, so n equals 0. We'll explain why in just a second. Next command then. Carrying on. Numbers, text, and variables, repeat. Anyway, we got the repeat command. We'll explain what a repeat command does in just a second. I'm going to put 10 in because I want 10 entries on my leaderboard. Now, a repeat command is going to take anything within this little purple box and it is going to repeat it 10 times. That's basically what a repeat command is. I don't know why I put that on for later. That was really simple. Oh well. But what you've got to understand here is that we've got this plus box here, and that'll create another command after the repeat box. So what we want to do is actually put our mouse here. You'll see it drops down another copy and another plus button here. Use this plus button here, but command within repeat box. I don't think the box is the correct term. I don't care. Anyway, file management, CSV, get box, tutorial streak, or whatever your variable is called. So we're using the same variable. I need to nail that into you again and again and again. Because I'll tell you what happened. Last video that came out, I got a lot of questions on Twitter. I got a lot of questions on YouTube. A couple on stream as well from people who had followed my tutorial and said, hey, it's not working, why? And I'll say 9 out of 10 of them, when I went back and checked, it's because they had made typos somewhere, and you know, they had put stake instead of streak in one of the boxes and therefore it was failing, or you know, just you've got to go. The first thing to do when troubleshooting something is go through, try and take a fresh eye at your code and make sure you've not got any typos anywhere. So I'm just trying to nail that into you, basically. Going on a little bit of a rant there, but you know, just keep that in mind. Then we're going to go for Twitch name. Now we have to put it in quotation marks there because a yellow box on SAMMI Core is expecting a variable name We're not giving it a variable name, we're giving it some free text from the CSV that we created for the tutorial. So we've got to tell we've got to tell Sammy that it's that. So we're putting it in quotation marks. If you don't put it in quotation marks, it won't work. It will look for a variable called Twitch name. It will not find one. It will fail. So put it in quotation marks. However, in the row name number, what we're going to do, we're going to put N. Why? Because what we want to do is we want to go to the row that corresponds with N, which starts at 0. And, you know, it doesn't count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It counts at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And row 0 is the first row on the CSV file. So when we're talking about the first line on the CSV file, we're not talking about row 1, we're talking about row 0 as far as Sammy is concerned. Okay? Maybe it'll take your name around. Maybe it'll take you a little bit to get your head around. That's fine. That's fine. Just remember starting counting from 0 in all instances when Sammy is involved. That's the word. Oh my god. We're counting from 0 at all times when Sammy is involved. That's all you need to know. So anyway, we're saving variable as name in this instance. You can change it to whatever you want. Again, the variables, you use what you want to use. I'm going to keep saying that. Just make sure it's consistent all the way through the code. Otherwise, you will run into problems. Let's keep hammering that point home because, oh my god, the questions. Oh, I'll show you one thing you can do, actually, with this next command. This next command still needs to be in the repeat box. I'm gonna create it outside of the repeat box so I can show you something. If you go to File Management again, CSV, get box again, tutorial streak again, or whatever you called it. And this time we're putting in streak, which is the other column. We're going N again, so it goes to the first row again, row 0, and we're going to call this just streak. There you go. And what you can do, you're going, oh no, whoops, I've accidentally created it outside of the repeat area. What are we going to do? Oh, that's easy. You just click and hold the little arrows there, drag it up and place it down where it belongs. What do these commands do? I'll tell you what they do. CSV get box, it will go to the CSV that you've named. It will go to the column that you've named. It will go to the row that you've named. And in that box that it comes to, you know, just think of a spreadsheet. It has looked at that box on, you know, on your spreadsheet, and it's gone, this value exists in that box, and I shall save it to this variable. So whenever you refer to this variable, it will have that value, whether it's a number or a name, in this case, number, name. And what we're going to do, we're going to carry on by going to numbers, text, and variables. We're going to set a local variable, and the variable name, we're going to change the operation on it to add a number. Again, plus equals means it's going to take the number that it's currently got, which is 0 to begin with, and it's going to add a number to it. So 1. 0 plus 1 equals 1. 1 plus 1 equals 2. 2 plus 1 equals 3. Simple math. So it's going to do that every time for these 10 steps. What we're doing is we're taking n, we're increasing it by 1. So the next time it repeats, when it gets box for these two commands, it's not going to check row 0 on the second time round, it's going to check row 1 on the second time round. On the third time round, it's going to check row 2, and so on through those 10 steps. So we're going through the tutorial CSV, and we're taking each line and doing this. And then we're going to go to File Management. We're going to go to File, Append Text. So what file are we going to append? Easy, it's this one up here, the one we deleted at the beginning. So the tutorial leaderboard, or whatever you're going to call it. As long as it's the same on both, it doesn't matter what you call it. If it's not the same on both, it's not going to find it, it's going to fail. Bear that in mind. So we're appending text into a file. We're writing text into a file at the end of the file. And the text we're going to write is a variable. Remember, /$ creates, tells it we're dealing with a variable. The variable is n, the number. So we've increased it to 1. So your leaderboard, your actual leaderboard on the file itself is going to start from 1 and not 0. That's why we increased the variable before we appended the text on the file. Do you understand? I hope you do, because I don't know how to explain it anywhere else. And I'm going to put a colon after that. You can type it however you want in this, but what that'll do, that'll display the number we're currently on, so 1, 2, whatever, then a colon directly after the number, then a space, then another variable. The variable is going to be name, so it'll display whatever name is in that box for this number. And I'm going to put another space and then a hyphen, and then in your leaderboard.txt file, or whatever you've called it, it's going to have a line in it that says, mine it would be 1:, what did I call him? Bill -10. And then we're going to press return. We're going to manually put a carriage return. Oh my God, I sound old saying that. We're going to put a carriage return in there. So the next time it goes to append a file in this repeating loop here, it will be on the next line down. Otherwise, you're going to get all of this on the same line, and it's going to look like crap when we come to put it in OBS, okay? That enter, that carriage return, whatever you want to call it, is important. Hopefully this command will make sense once you see the leaderboard and once you see how it's laid out. We'll see how we go. Anyway, I'm not a professional tutorial maker. Bear with me. And all that's left to do, actually, is just to clear stuff out. So we're going to go numbers, text, and variables. And that is delete variable, all of them. And then we are going to unload CSV, so file management, CSV. Oh, unload right there, I looked straight past it. And the one we're going to unload is tutorial 3. Why do we do this? To prevent memory leaks. If you create a memory leak, it is eventually going to fill up the memory on your PC, and you'll find stuff starts running very slowly. It'll take a long time to do that, to be honest, so maybe it's not hugely important. But, you know, I don't know how long you're streaming for. I don't know how powerful your PC is. Unload them. Be good and unload them. Right, that is it. Literally it. We're going to save and close. Now we've got this completed, what we're going to do, we're going to go to save and close. Save. All the way back out to this screen. If you haven't gone all the way back out to this screen, you haven't saved it properly, it won't work. The changes you've made won't have taken effect, it won't work. Okay, so next on Twitch, what we need to do is just go into your redeem for the checking in, whatever you've called it. This is my one for the main stream, and is the command I'm going to be using for this tutorial as well. I call it checking in again, you call it whatever you want, but disable the cooldown and limit so we can use it off screen. Here we can go to checking in. We're going to redeem this. What this will do is it should increase my check-in by 1 and create the leaderboard file. Let's find out. So if I go to redeem now, hey fans, Mr. Tom FTW is now on a streak of 5 streams. Thanks. Drum roll. There's the tutorial leaderboard document. If we're going to open it, see what it's created. Wow, look at this. Right. So what's happened? I only have 3 users. Because, you know, this is not the command I use for my normal leaderboard. There was only 3 entries, so as soon as it got to 4, 5, 6, you know, it's gone, hold on, there's not a number, there's not a name or number there, so it's just put undefined, undefined, undefined. That's okay. Hey, do you know what you could do at this point? You could make stuff up. If you've got no users, you could do what old arcade game creators used to do when they had leaderboards, which for users to beat. You put in, you know, just fake names. So that's, you know, add your friends, add your family, whatever, you know. I have a friend called Sarah. Sarah gets 2. Bill gets 1, and so forth. You could do that if you wanted. If you've already got a list of users, cool, it'll filled out. Now, hold on a second there, past Tom. This is present Tom. I'm just editing the video and I've realised you've made a mistake. What I'm doing here is I'm editing directly into the tutorial leaderboard text file, and the smarter ones, the ones who are following along, might realise that as soon as that channel point redemption is redeemed, that file will be deleted and rebuilt from the CSV file. So if you are going to make a load of fake usernames for your actual users to defeat on the way up the leaderboard, what you're going to have to do is actually add those as if they were real users to your CSV file, just manually. Give that a try. You'll see in this video in a moment that I do indeed fall into that trap, and as soon as I redeem the reward, those users that I'm adding now just disappear. Oh well, back to the video. Do you know what? In this case, it doesn't matter. We're going to have a leaderboard full of undefineds. Whatever. Now, how do you actually display the leaderboard on screen? That is actually really simple. So you want to go to whatever scene you want your leaderboard on. We are just going to create a new source. We are going to go to text. We're going to create tutorial leaderboard. Again, whatever you want to call it, it's fine. Okay. We'll stick with area. But we're going to read from file. And the file we're going to read from, it is within your main SAMMI Core folder. the tutorial leaderboard. There it is. It just comes up like that. So, what font do we want? We want Arial Black. I don't care. Wow, nice and bold. Color. Sure, we'll make it a different color. We'll make it bright red. Make it whatever size you want it to be. It's too big to be seen all at once on the screen right at the moment. There it is. You see it? Do you? It looks like rubbish on this screen because there's a lot of text on the screen. You figure it out. At this point, you can change this to look however you want. You know, whatever font you want, whatever color you want, whatever where on your screen you want. Do you want a background underneath it? Do you want whatever you want to do with it? You do it at this point. You're the designer of your own stream. Fantastic. But you do now have a list of users that will automatically update whenever they check in. Watch it change when I redeem it again. It'll go, Mr. Tom FTW will go from 5 to 6. Watch, every time someone redeems it. Pow, there it is. It's gone to 6. You can't see it. It's gone to 6. See, it just changed like that. Automatically, as soon as I press the button. A couple more things then. We go back into the deck. If you want a longer leaderboard or a shorter leaderboard, maybe you only want the top 5. Do we want the top 5? Let's change it from the top 5. So repeat amount 5. Check in again. Top 5. Do you want the top 15 or 20? No, just call it 15. There we go. 15. Save and close. Save. I'm gonna run it again. Check in. Redeem. We've got a top 15 list. You get the idea, right? You get the idea. Do with it what you want at this point. But what we have now is a simple leaderboard that you can integrate into your streams however you wish. I hope that's been clear. I hope you've understood exactly what each of these commands have done. If not, leave a comment. Ask me. I will help whenever I can. But remember, before you get in touch, check your flipping spelling. Otherwise, I'll be angry. I won't be angry. But, you know, check them. If you've liked this video, give it a thumbs up, please. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share with your friends. Talk about how great I am. I'd appreciate that one. If you've got any suggestions for stuff you'd like to see in the future, what other ideas have you got for your stream? Would you like to know how to implement them? Leave a comment, let me know what your idea is. Maybe I'll have a look at it and see if I can figure out how to do it for you. Is it an idea that builds off this leaderboard? Maybe it's something completely new. I don't know. But ask. I'll see what takes my fancy. I'll see what I think might be possible, and I might give it a go. But until then, thank you very much for coming along. Thank you very much for watching. Have a lovely rest of your day, shall we say, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.